In this episode, we'll be learning about PHP functions. And in previous videos, we used a function called count, and we were able to use this function to pass an array, and it would return the number of items inside of that array. So that is an example of a pre-built PHP function, and there are a lot of these functions that you will probably learn as you learn PHP. So this is a PHP defined function, but we can also create our own functions. So let me show you the syntax of a function. So first off, we write function, and then we give the function a name. So maybe this function I want to call greeting. And then I do an open and close parenthesis, and I do our curly braces. And inside of here, maybe I just want to echo out a message. Welcome to the world of PHP. So now I can call this greeting function wherever I want, and the code inside of these curly braces will be executed. So let's go ahead and add our greeting down here inside of our HTML. So I want to add an H1, and inside of here, I want to open PHP, and then I want to call our function. So if I were to save that and we go back here and we reload, you can see that inside of our H1 tag, we get welcome to the world of PHP. And that is just a quick example of how to create a simple function in PHP. So there are a bunch of other things that you can do inside of your function, such as accept arguments. So you've seen from our count function, we were able to pass an array, but we can also specify however many arguments that we want to pass inside of our function. So maybe I want to pass a name variable. So I can say name, and inside of here, I want to say hello inside of my string, and then I want to print out the name. So I can say hello and then print out the name. So right here, I need to actually specify a name inside of my greeting function. So when I call my greeting function, since I have an argument up here inside of the function declaration, I need to pass a value for that argument. So here I can write my name, and I can say greeting and pass in the string Tony. And if I were to do that and go back here and reload, you can see that we get hello Tony. So you could even look at a function as a kind of a machine that you put something into, and then it gives you something back. So typically in a function, we usually don't echo out the response, you typically return the response. So let me show you. Instead of the echo command, I'm going to return a string. So if I were to save this and we go back here and reload, we're not going to get anything on the screen because we've just called the function and then we've returned the message. We would actually need to echo out the response. So we have just returned the string and we need to echo out the string that's been returned. So let me go ahead and just reload this, and now you can see that we get the message, hello Tony. So we could also store the return value of a function inside of a variable. So let me go ahead and create our PHP up here, and maybe I want to create a new variable called greeting message. And then I call my function, and I want to pass in maybe a new name. So maybe I'll say that I want to greet John. And then down here, I can echo out our greeting message. So if I were to save this, and then I go back here and reload, you can see that we get the message, hello John. So you can see that inside of our greeting function, or this machine, we've essentially input the name, and then it has returned a value. So it has returned the message, and we have just stored that inside of a variable, and then we echo out the contents of that variable. So let me show you another quick example. Maybe I want to create a function. Maybe I just want to call this sum. And I want to pass in two numbers. So I have num1 and num2, and I can just return the sum of these two numbers. So I can say return num1 plus num2. So I will remove these greeting messages, and then inside of our H1, I'm just going to echo out the sum, and then I can pass it two integer values. So I can pass it 5 and 6. So if I were to save that and we go back here and reload, you can see now that we get the value of 11. So we've just taken in two arguments, we've added them together, and then returned the value. And right here, we've just echoed out the return value. So we could also add another number if we wanted. So we could say num3. And then down here, we could just say plus num3. And now we need to pass another number inside of sum. So let's go ahead and pass 7, and if we reload this page, we should get 18. So we've just added the 3 numbers that we've passed to our sum function. So that is the basics of PHP functions. They are very easy to use, and it makes it very nice for being able to create reusable pieces of code. So maybe you want to create a piece of functionality inside of your application that you use over and over again. Well, you can create that function, and then you can call the function all throughout your application. So make sure to familiarize yourself with PHP functions, and I will see you in the next video. Hey, thanks for checking out this PHP Basics video series. I hope you follow me on Twitter @TNYLEA, and if you're interested in moving on to the next video, go ahead and click right up here. And if you want to check out my latest course called SaaS Adventure, be sure to click right there, and it will teach you how to create your own profitable software as a service. But that's it for now. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video.